Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 10 of Winevent 2023. I am your hostess at the mostest, Rachel, once again here to take you on a journey of 24 wines in 24 days. Trying a bit of a different format today. Honestly, it's always really irritated me how, like, when I go to YouTube, but however, this does open me up to more Katara bombs, so she's gonna have to move. There we go. It's always kind of really irritated me how the YouTube video is just like this, like vertical thing in a whole space, and it just looks weird. And finally I was like, is there a way that I can just like get rid of that? And so by moving the camera further away, I'm hoping that this will take up the whole thing and it will actually look like an actually decent video. Here's hoping. Let's find out. Reminder to click on the link in the bio and in my story. Let's see what we have in store for day 10. And I can't possibly imagine where this wine will be from. I'm getting kind of like really sick of it. La Pluma, again, from the Central Coast. However, I will say it is our first Riesling. There we go. So now we have La Pluma from Italy and California, depending on the varietal. And this is our first Riesling of the bunch. All right, so that does offer a little bit more variety. I have not been too impressed with this Advent box. I mean, granted, at least I'm not getting like exact repeats, but I definitely would have hoped by day 10 I would have gotten something from like something other than the same two countries that are just repeating themselves over and over again. I mean, this was a higher priced Advent box too, and it had great reviews. So I don't know where I misstepped, but there we are. We're gonna see this through to the end. Let's pour our Riesling. Chill this bad boy up a bit. Give it a little swirl. I mean, I looked on I saw it in the beginning, this, and then Alex also looked on their website yesterday because he was kind of just curious about this. And he also noticed that there were supposed to be wines from France, Argentina, South Africa, all mixed into this. And it just seems really odd to me that we're 10 days in. We're almost halfway through, and I have yet to run into anything that's not France or Italy. So who knows? I'm wondering if this is going to be a sweet or a dry Riesling. Let me see what the ABV is. 13%. So that's going to be a dry Riesling then, isn't it? Okay. All right. Let's give it a shot. Very nice light pale color. Not as clear as the Pinot Gris and the Pinot Grigio we had the other day, but definitely nice and pale. A little bit of bubble effervescence going on in there. Just a very pretty light pale lemon. Let's take a sniff. I mean, it smells like it's going to be sweet though, so who knows? But definitely getting the honey notes and the candied, apricot. Candied fruit is a really big thing with Riesling. Honey. And definitely apple. I'm definitely getting like Honeycrisp apple off of this. All right. Shall we see how it translates to the palate? Let's go. Okay, so I was right. Definitely a dry Riesling. A lot of people, there's a misconception if there are people who just don't drink wine a lot or who don't know wine very well. There's a misconception out there that all Rieslings are sweet. This is very not true. They're really only sweet coming from like Germany and Austria. Though they specialize in doing like sweet Rieslings using this thing called Noble Rot, which creates extremely sweet dessert wines, which are absolutely delicious when like you're in the mood for it and it's paired with the right thing. But really it's like, Germany and Austria that's known for that. Like there's that like Auslese and Spätlese, like really, really sweet German Rieslings that they use. They actually use like different types of fungus and things like that to create a really sweet a Riesling. And then they also have this thing where they create They freeze the grapes on the vine, and that's something that's called ice wine. They use that to make a thing called ice wine, which also creates a big concentration of sugar, which creates a sweet wine. They're really known for that. Over here, however, in California and in Washington, we actually gravitate much more towards dry Rieslings. So that's what I have in my glass today. This is really nice. It's very dry, bone dry. So if anybody's like, afraid to have a Riesling because they think it's nothing but sweetness, this is your jam right here. There's definitely melon and honey and apple on the tongue. Then it's got a little bit of a bite, highly acidic, but not in a way that burns your throat as you swallow. Yeah, this is really pleasant. I'm enjoying this. It's uncomplicated. It's an uncomplicated dry Riesling with all the flavors that I would come to expect from a Riesling. A little bit of a floral quality too. I would almost say this reminds me a little bit of a Viognier. But overall, quite nice. I think this would stand up to I would have this with Thai food. That's my food recommendation. It's structured enough and strong enough with enough flavors going on that it would stand up and not be overwhelmed by the spiciness of your Thai food. But the sweetness, or not so much the sweetness, but the flavor profile of like honey and candied fruit, things like that, would really complement the spice factor that you're getting. So I always am very quick to recommend things like this with Thai food or anything with like a high level of spice. Korean as well would be really good with this. Let's see what I'm supposed to get according to the fine folks at In Good Taste. Yep, I was right. 2 out of 3. They're saying green apple, nectarine, and honey. They're saying green apple. I said honey crisp apple. Meh. Nectarine and honey. I could definitely see, actually, yeah, stone fruit as well. Absolutely. I could see someone getting that off of this. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is really nice. This is one of the ones that I'm going to finish, actually. How many nutcrackers for our La Pluma, which is just, reigning supreme in this box. La Pluma, Riesling from the Central Coast of California. I'm going to go 7. 7 nutcrackers for our friend La Pluma here. I think that this really stands up as a really nice off-dry Riesling. As a really nice dry Riesling. I'm really loving the flavor profile. I like that it's not, there's no acidic burn, even though it is high in acid. It's something that drinks really well on its own. It's something that I would have with food. And also Rieslings are a really good holiday and winter white. This is a huge white that people drink during the holidays. It's kind of known as more of a winter white than a summer white. So it kind of just fits the ambiance. But overall, I think this is very solid. So I'm going to give this a 7. I think it deserves to be in the upper tier, even though it's not blowing me away. 7 nutcrackers for La Pluma Riesling from the Central Coast of California. We will be back tomorrow with our 11th wine, which will absolutely be from Italy or California. I'm going to say Italy probably because there were 2 Californias in a row. We're going to go with Italy. And until we drink again then, cheers.